Welcome back, everybody. It's the Ranting Redhead yet again. I am your host, Aiden, and today I'm going to tell you why going out in public sucks now. I'm not talking because of COVID restrictions or any of that stuff. The worst thing about going out in public is seeing obnoxious children misbehaving. I'm only 20 years old and I'm saying this. I'm not like an old guy, even though I act it a lot of times, but think about this. How annoying is it when you're in a store and all you can hear a few aisles down, you hear a kid go, "Wah! I want candy! Ah!" I mean, that's got to get annoying for everybody, right? I mean, look, everybody goes, "Oh, kids are lovely." No, they're not. Kids are the fucking worst. And everybody goes, "Well, you were a kid once too." Yeah, and I guaranteed I sucked too, but I'm willing to admit it. So, what can we do about this? Well, I have a new thought. Perhaps what we could do, bear with me on this, we could limit the age of children going out in public. It would make everything better for the rest of us. I'll put it to you this way. Let's say you're going to a grocery store. Kids should not be allowed in there until they are of an appropriate age and know how to behave. The age of 13. I mean, seriously, think about it. When you're a teenager, you start trying new things. You start thinking new things. Like, you start getting attracted to the sex that you're going to be attracted to. Your hormones are raging. Everything's changing. How about this for a change? We let them go in public. They can be isolated until they are 13 years old. I mean, think about it. Once you turn 13, then you can get introduced to grocery stores, libraries, movie theaters, what have you. It'd be great because by this point they would know how to behave, and maybe perhaps when you're a parent, here's an idea. When you're a parent, I mean, you could buy the cheapest thing out there in the store and your kid wouldn't know the difference. That's what they would know their whole life. They won't know the concept of anything else. I mean, kids don't really understand the concept of money. I mean, they get that it's out there, but they don't realize that it runs our everyday lives. I mean, it's really simple. Just send one person to do your shopping while the other person stays and watch the kids. It's simple. I don't know how I'm the only one who's thought of this. Maybe I'm not, but I'm voicing my opinion here. And think about it this way. When a kid doesn't go to the grocery store, they don't see all the other options out there. So like I said, you can buy the same thing, but you can start buying healthy food instead of junk food for your kids because your kids won't understand the concept of junk food. And perhaps we could lower the obesity rates in children in this country. Good God. Have you seen some of the kids out there? They are gargantuan. They weigh... An obese 5-year-old today weighs more than me after I get stood up on a date. It's pretty sad, but it's true. I mean, parents always like to think of excuses like, "Oh, well, I can't stop my kid from eating junk food." Yes, you can. You're the one who fucking buys it, bitch. But I don't get it. Like, parents, it's the parents' fault to blame if your child is fat. Like, okay, some parents blame school lunches. School lunches are too unhealthy. Well, think about it this way. There are 2 other meals during the day, breakfast and dinner, that you are supposed to provide. Now, I get lunch is one of the big 3 meals, but here's another idea. Get off your lazy ass and make your child a sandwich and have them bring it to school. Make something healthy for your kid so they're not eating the slop that is served in a elementary school cafeteria. I'll also say this. I am speaking as a former fat kid. I was not the biggest kid in the world, but I had a few extra pounds on me, and life absolutely sucks when you're fat, especially when you're a kid. You're just unhappy about everything. Nothing brings you joy. Now, I get that it is hard to lose weight at any age. I get that. But wouldn't you just feel like it took me 2 years? I dropped 40 pounds in about 2 years. And, I mean, look, my self-esteem, believe it or not, is a lot better than it was. Even though it's very low now. That's for other reasons. But anyway, going back to child obesity. I mean, when your child is fat, not only are they gonna be more lazy and inactive. But like I said, you can't. It's hard to focus. Just doing anything sucks, and you're also setting. If you're a parent and you allow this to happen, you're setting your kid up to be bullied. To be bullied, possibly. Like when I was in the 6th grade, I was getting pretty heavy, and my parents signed me up for like this child weight loss class, and it was a bit embarrassing, but it helped a little bit. It really did. Look, like I said, there is nothing to be ashamed of if you are trying to improve yourself. There's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. If anybody does that, shame on you. But if you're not even willing to put in the effort to try to better yourself, why should anybody feel sorry for you? It's sad, but it's true. And if you're an adult, then you gotta help yourself. But if you're a kid, you need to look for better guidance if your parents aren't helping you. That's just the way of it. I mean, it's gotten to the point where a kid gets more excited about seeing a big bag of chips than I get excited about seeing a blonde with big tits. Anyway, don't want to get too sidetracked here. But everybody's always saying we have to make a better life for our children, our children's children, the next generation. And all we're doing is maybe advancing technology a little bit, but we're not helping our diets any. And I have to reiterate, I am not one of these guys that is overweight, but I'm also not one of those guys that's always like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to the gym again today. Got to hit the gym right after work." I don't care for people that are obsessed with the gym. I don't think anybody should be obsessed with one thing. It's kind of gross, but maybe I'll rant about that some other day. It's pretty scary how realistic the movie Wall-E is seeming to us now. Like I said, it's sad, and you either will agree with me or you'll get insanely offended. I'll actually give you a little story similar to this. When I was in college, when I was in one of my English classes, we had to write a final paper about a serious topic. The teacher gave a list of serious topics, like controversial topics, but she wanted to have a discussion. And there were choices like, oh God, what were some of them? Like abortion was one of them. A tax thing, some tax issues, but anyway, I chose obesity, and I wrote a paper that was pretty good. I think I got an A- on it. Actually, I did pretty good, but I did a lot of research on it, and I really wanted to hear other people's opinions because we would trade papers with 2 other classmates. This was not the biggest class, maybe 20 people in it, I'd say, 15, 20. Anyway, so we traded papers, and I traded with one girl, and then I traded with another. Now, one of the girls I specifically traded with because she was a little bit on the heavy side, but in every conversation that she had in class, she seemed like a very smart person. So I wanted to get her opinion on it. I wasn't trying to like change her life, being like, by reading my works of art, your diet will change. No, not at all. I wanted to hear criticism of my work, and I wanted to hear valid criticism. But what I got was the direct opposite. She goes, "Look, I feel like I'm being personally attacked right now because of my weight, and you're being so judgmental towards people like me. It is ridiculous." And this is at the point where I was at my heaviest. So of course I'm fat too. What do you want? And I didn't get any valid criticism from her. So I went to the teacher after and I showed her and I said, "Look, do you think I'm being judgmental?" She goes, "No, not at all." She was a really cool teacher. But like I said, I am not trying to like poke fun at anybody. I'm trying to just make more people aware, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. But I don't know. We keep going down this road. We're not leaving a better life for other children because I really don't want to have kids. But we're really not making this world better for the future. It's getting to the point where two people that are obese and in a relationship, they're eating dinner and they say, "Hey, pass the fat," and they think it's a term for sex. I don't know. Bad joke, I guess. Like I said, if I'm coming across judgmental, it's kind of good, but I don't mean to be too harsh. And that's one more thing I'll say before I finish. right before I was getting really, really big, I'm over at my grandpa's house helping him out or something. I'm wearing my just jeans and a flannel, and my gut was starting to really poke out of my stomach, of my shirt. And he was blunt about it, just being like, you're getting a little big there, Aiden, don't you think?" And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And that I'm being dead honest. That just that one thing he said gave me all the motivation to start dropping weight. Sometimes you have to tell people the truth. It's going to feel awkward, but it will be the push they need. I guarantee it. Don't go around calling them a fat ass or anything. Just say that I'm worried about you. I think you need to start going on a better diet and exercising more. But I think that's how I'm going to end this show today. So that's it, everybody. And don't forget, we got to get one of my videos to hit 500 views, because then I'll get a psychology student to come in here and give me a full therapy session, and we'll find out what the fuck is wrong with me. If you like this episode, like and share. That's all I ask. I don't ask you guys for much, but I just want this one thing. Just share it if you like it, and we'll have more discussions like this. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Have fun.